Hey folks, I want to discuss a very important question that I get regularly from my clients or potential clients, especially these days. And the question is, what niches or positionings, especially with regards to SAP and Microsoft, are best to choose or to strive towards in 2024 or even in the future? And as you can imagine, this is not really an easy answer to that question. It's like, I need to be straight up front because it depends on your individual skills, your experience, your expertise, your personality type, your business model, your individual goals, your business goals. So many things, so many variables to consider. But what I can do is give you directions in terms of technology trends in 2024. So, to be fair, I could now tell you a very nicely generated ChatGPT, Copilot, AI generated text with a lot of buzzwords. And don't get me wrong, this will be part of the article that you will read additionally to this video. But let's really talk about it, because I made obviously some points where I see some technology trends, and I think let's just jump into them. So AI in general, no doubt that AI is changing everything, right? So even in SAP, in Microsoft, we have AI-driven solutions. So for example, Copilot in Microsoft. But let's start with SAP actually. So the integration of AI into SAP is really changing SAP. I would say it's a little bit slower than compared to Microsoft, because SAP is also more for corporate businesses, so bigger businesses. But in general, in SAP, AI is streamlining processes, operations, enhances decision-making capabilities, meaning that's the whole point of AI. Think about it. AI will be able, or is already able, to make the decisions that we are generating with the data in SAP. Can be ERP system, can be BI systems. We're going to get to that point. So what AI is going to do is it is going to maybe not replace, but it's going to pre-judge, pre-evaluate the data that we're generating, that we're maybe pumping into a data warehouse, and it can make decisions based on the data because it's constantly learning. Super interesting. So there are AI-powered SAP solutions on the market already that basically are optimizing workflows as well. So AI in general will change the face of SAP, of Microsoft, or any other technology. But in terms of a technology trend, I would say it's nothing that you can do right now, like with a complete pure focus. But that's something that you can pick up sooner or later as a side business and develop, because the technology will expand so fast. If you are now on a pioneer stage, and I'm not even sure if we are still at the pioneer stage because AI is already there, that's something that you can strive towards to in the future. Yeah? What is very important is cloud migration strategies. Yeah? Because there's so many customers that want to migrate from on-prem to cloud. Also in the SAP world, we have a lot of HANA migrations. We'll get to HANA just in a second. But here's really, there's a big demand on organizations looking for migrating the operations to the cloud. They want to be more scalable. They want to be more agile and cost efficient. You know, those buzzwords that we hear. If you specialize in this area, focus on tailored cloud migration strategies within the SAP landscape, depending on the skills that you have. There will be a lot of demand even in the future. SAP S/4HANA, big one, I mean, for years now. But historically speaking, SAP S/4HANA represent a significant milestone, right, in the evolution of ERP systems for SAP, because you went from purely being on-prem to the cloud and using a lot of in-memory storage. I mean, the technology itself wasn't even that new, because I think in BW, so the BI world back then, 10 or plus years ago, there was this. So please correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody from the SAP world wants to correct me, it was T-Rex or something like that, and also already was using the in-memory storage. But SAP made a great marketing effort of creating something new in HANA. Of course, there's much more to come, or much more came with HANA. Yeah, but organizations look here for the face of ERP systems, or the structure of ERP system really changed, because in-memory cloud computing capabilities, advanced analytics, basically real-time insights, again, decision making and all that jazz. That came with S4HANA. And again, picking up from the previous point, we can see that there is a big demand for S4HANA, for cloud migrated ERP systems. Yeah? Blockchain is also a point in SAP, just for interest, especially in the banking area. There is blockchain capabilities within SAP already. SAP itself still embracing the blockchain integration, but this is similar a little bit to AI, maybe even weaker. I would not concentrate on being completely focused on blockchain if you are in the SAP sphere. It's something that you want to pick up on the side again, and concentrate on more focused areas like cloud migration to S4HANA. Yeah, but that's something to be built up and be in a pioneer stage again. Yeah. Another thing that SAP is constantly working on is the user experience, so the UX optimization. SAP was, historically speaking, not very user-friendly, and it still is in comparison to Microsoft, for example, because I know both worlds. But let me assure you, SAP is prioritizing experience-driven frameworks, innovation, focusing more on the user experience, so being more intuitive, personalized, really getting more acceptance. That's the point from the customers, because it's super difficult to work with SAP. Was in the past, it's better now, but again, if you compare it to Microsoft, it's a different jazz. Yeah. So additionally, what can be some skills when it comes to SAP professionals in 2024, because that's also something I get asked. Yeah. Summing up, cloud computing, for example, expertise in SAP business technology platform. Definitely something to consider. Super high valuable for companies transitioning to cloud-based technologies. SAP BTP. Data analytics, so BI and reporting, always was and always will be a major point. Yeah, SAP BI, BW4 or on HANA, business objects back then, SAP Analytics Cloud. How to extract and understand your data, and then maybe combining it with AI-driven technologies will be a must-have in the future, because we're generating more and more data. Then it becomes more and more important to extract the real important stuff out of the data. Makes sense, right? Classic SAP modules never get old. FE, so finance, controlling, material management, supply chain, SD, HR, name it, project management. Yeah, the classic ERP ones. ABAP itself, still out there. So ABAP programming and debugging, still something to focus on. I would say in the future, probably more and more on the downside, because AI is picking up. And it's more no-code, low-code. At least that's how also my SAP is putting it, right? SAP Fiori, so UI development when it comes to the user interfaces, so being more user-friendly again. And what I already said, business warehouse and analytics, for me, always one of the big ones, because the more data we generate, the more ETL processes we need, more data warehouses we need, and then basically really derive the most out of the data. And I think the big companies will be on the top who can make the most out of their data, because we generate so much garbage data every day, and we need to make decisions faster and faster, and it's super difficult. I think everybody who's working in this sphere knows what I'm saying. So let's continue with Microsoft. There is a release wave every 2 times, I think, in a year for Microsoft. So 2024, the first release wave. Yeah, there were a couple of things that we can focus on. I would say with sales. Sales was always, and will for now always be the leading application when it comes to Microsoft. Obviously, it's all about the sales cycle that customers can drive here. There was a big major input or update in the release wave 1. Obviously, Microsoft Copilot already started last year, but now it's really continuing to be integrated. So now you can have, or you can use AI capabilities within your sales application. Super good if you want to ever use and test that. I would really recommend, because that's a trend that's already picking up. We're not on the pioneer stage anymore, so that's something I would highly recommend to look deeper into, because it's also integrated into the whole Microsoft 365 world. Customer service, field service, Dynamics 365, also like classic service modules or service apps, definitely have a good demand. I would say sales definitely the highest, because that's the starting point for most organizations, because it's a competitor of Salesforce, and they're fighting for the top. But customer service, field service is one of them where I would say, yes, definitely good, different kind of target audience, of course. For me, one of the highlights still is PO, project operations, former project service automation, PSA, still something that a lot of businesses don't really focus on, but it has such a good benefit for the companies, especially with service providing company like consulting. But there's also different examples how you can use it. Why is it such a good area to focus on? Not many companies actually delivering that skill. So back in my previous company group, that was definitely something that we focused on early on with PSA and then project operation. I have some clients who are also focusing on project operation. Definitely there is less competitiveness. Yeah, of course there's more demand for sales and everything, but PO you can be a little bit, you can create a good USP around it, and still a technology that's developing and it's integrating into finance and operations, so on the ERP side as well. Let's come to the ERP side. I would say definitely supply chain management and finance and operations. Huge demand for this. We have clients in both worlds. SCM is still it's developing. There's a new release here again. So SCM is something where a lot of new features came in release wave 1 this year. And finance and operation, I would say probably one of my highlights, let's put it like that, because here demand is, from my gut feeling and from what I see from my clients and other partners and customers, the highest demand right now. A lot of finance and operation demand on the market. So companies really need to integrate their financial management. They need to be more efficient when it comes to SCM, because finance and operation and SCM belong a little bit more together on the ERP side. So that's definitely something to focus on. Finance and operation, sales. Anything forgot? Of course, Power Platform in general on the Microsoft side, Power BI, huge demand, Azure services, of course, as well. I wouldn't neglect them, but when it comes to Dynamics, I would pick them for sure. If you have still any questions, no problem, don't worry. Just hit me up, send me DM, SAP, Microsoft trends, and we will discuss one-to-one what is the best niche for you and your business currently or in the future. Looking forward, hope this helped. See you later, your Patrick.